Hello, my friends. It's Nick, the ASMR nerd, and you are looking at a fairly nondescript piece of cardboard right now. But this piece of cardboard is sitting on the top of a big, tall box, and inside that box is something very exciting indeed. Underneath this cardboard is the Assassin's Creed Valhalla Collector's Edition. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is an upcoming game. It launches in just a couple of days on November 10th, and Ubisoft, the developer and publisher of AC Valhalla, has very kindly sent over a collector's edition for us to unbox here today. And inside are all sorts of goodies, like a big statue of the protagonist, lithographic prints, soundtrack, all kinds of stuff. So that's what we're going to be checking out here. So without further ado, let's lift up the top here and see what's inside. Finger tap drum roll. So, this is what we're greeted with in the top of the collector's edition. This is the PC version of the collector's edition, and so I don't think it comes with the game disc. However, the console versions would. The PC version is a digital download copy of the game, but it is available for current gen consoles. Well, current gen only for another few days, but PS4 and Xbox One, as well as next gen consoles, Xbox Series X and S, and the PS5 as well. So in the top here, we are greeted with a Steelbook, a limited edition Steelbook. We can hopefully get it out of the plastic here without being too loud. Gonna try. There we go. So as you can see, we've got this Viking-themed Assassin's logo on the top or the front of the Steelbook. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as the name suggests, is set during the Viking Age, so the 9th century approximately, or 8th century, no, 9th century, I think is when it's set. And it focuses on a Viking by the name of Eivor and his or her journey to settle in England, traveling from Norway to England to start a new life, essentially. So as I said, no game disc to be found here, as this is the PC version, but if you were to have a game disc with the console version, you could put it right here. on the back is a gorgeous, stylized, I'm going to guess raven, because one of Eivor's abilities, or, well, really companions, is a raven by the name of Drakkar, I believe. And Drakkar helps Eivor, pardon me, with scouting the terrain, identifying points of interest and things like that. If you have played either of the most recent Assassin's Creed games, so that would be Odyssey most recently and Origins before that, you'll be familiar with the concept of a bird companion that can scout around for you. Very lovely art. The Steelbook is, of course, got this metal exterior that looks very nice and catches the light very nicely. And it looks like we've got something else small here. Let's take a look at what that is. Here we have a little cloth baggie, again with a stylized version of the assassin's symbol on it. It's made of a soft felt-like material. And inside, we have a little statuette. This is a stylized statuette of Eivor, the male version of Eivor, the player character. And it's clearly designed to look like a little Viking carving. Assassin's logo. And, of course, his bird companion, Drakkar. It's nicely detailed. So we'll put Eivor back in his bag. This would also be a good bag for holding dice or something. We also have the Assassin's Creed Valhalla selected soundtrack. So that means it's got a selection of music. not the complete OST. You can see there. Let's open it up. Let's take this plastic off. Brought scissors for just such an occasion. See if that actually helps at all. Yes, it did. Okay. So it has this cardboard slip on it here. And inside, a very lovely CD. It's got this very nice luster to it. Lots of raven imagery going on here, lots of intricate knotwork. There's the track listing. Main theme, Kingdom of Wessex. The Sceptered Isle. All kinds of stuff. Son of Fjord. Odin's Plunder. I must admit, I'm looking very forward to listening to the music from this game. It is composed by a duo of composers. Sarah Schachner, who you may recognize as the composer for Assassin's Creed Origins, which, in my opinion, has one of the best soundtracks of the last 5 years. I really love the Assassin's Creed Origins soundtrack. And also, Jesper Kyd. Jesper Kyd was the original composer for the Assassin's Creed series. He wrote, the Ezio's theme, Ezio's family theme, which is so famous. And so I think that's kind of an Assassin's Creed dream team as far as composers go. Also contributing is, I can't remember his name now, I should have looked this up beforehand, but one of the members of Wardruna. Maybe it says on here, actually. Let's see. There we go, original music by Jesper Kyd, Sarah Schachner, and Einar Selvik. Einar Selvik. Quite looking forward to that. Then we have underneath this plastic we have the main event. And I think we're going to have to reconfigure to take a look at what's underneath. There we have it. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla Collector's Edition exclusive box, which contains a variety of other items, which we will see in a moment here. It's pretty sizable. It's kind of tough for me to get the whole thing in frame at once, actually. But you can see here on the front, we have this, once again, sort of Viking style assassin's symbol. Some very lovely artwork in behind. And it says Assassin's Creed Valhalla Collector's Edition. The top is a very similar situation. Same artwork. And slightly different around the sides. Actually similar to what's around the top. We've got lots of stylized ravens. I keep using that word stylized. I don't know how else to describe it though. It's this gorgeous kind of intertwining knotwork aesthetic. It's very pretty. Yet again, the raven, this time on the back. On the bottom, bunch of information. Pure Arts. I assume that's who manufactures the collectibles in here. Ubisoft. And some kind of maybe runic phrasing. I don't know what this is here. I have no idea what that says. Alright, well, let's open this up. I know it looks upside down to you right now, but I noticed that's where the opening flap is. So this way, as we open it, you'll be able to see what's inside. Looks like we've got Eivor in here. Let's put this aside. Actually, before we do that, let's take this out. Okay, maybe I will turn this around so you can see what's happening. So, locked away in her plastic prison is Eivor, but we've also got this gorgeous collector's edition certificate. Let's put the box and Eivor aside for a moment so we can see this better. So here we've got this plastic covered collector's edition certificate. Let's open it up. So here is the collector's edition certificate, and it's really lovely. I really like the color choices that they have used here. It's got this lovely gold highlight, which is shiny, and then this beautiful deep blue all around. And the artwork is of a Viking longship, which is an important part of the game. River raiding in your longships is a big part of what you do in AC Valhalla, evidently. Look at the details here. Although the background here makes this look less like a river raid and more like perhaps crossing the seas. Maybe they're in Norway in this painting. A gorgeous piece of concept art. And then down at the bottom here, it tells us this is collector's edition number 9342. They are individually numbered. Very nice. This comes on a sturdy card. The back, nothing going on there, but it's quite thick. This is the kind of thing you could frame if you want. I think it would look really nice. And then alongside the certificate came this little envelope right here. The same sort of carved knotwork looking aesthetic. It says Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the back. Inside we find some beautiful prints of concept art from the game. We have a great castle here. On the back we see the artist. This looks like Martin Deschambault. This looks like perhaps picture of a Viking settlement and the English countryside. The settlement is another key part of AC Valhalla, building up your settlement, building new buildings, getting new services, getting new people in your settlement. It's sort of the base of operations for everything you do in the game, from what I understand. I love the colors here. And that soft mist in the valley is just beautiful. You can see some of the details here. I'll get it a little closer for you. Looks like the artist here is one Donglu Yu. Oh, I like this one very much, very much. Another icy longship piece of art. I think I like the colors in this one the most. The cold, cold environment. And then the warmth of the sail on the ship. And the light catching the rock faces. There's something exceptionally beautiful about this one. It's a very striking piece of art. The artist on this one, Raphael Lacoste. Oh, very lovely. And of course that certificate of authenticity. So, I do believe that just leaves us with Eivor in her plastic prison, or Eivor, pardon me. Let's take a look at that. So here we have Eivor, a massive 30 centimeter or 1 foot tall figurine. And as I mentioned earlier, Eivor can be played as either a male or a female character. And the big one here is the female version of Eivor. Wow, this is enormous. So as you can see, she comes standing in this epic stance on the prow of her Viking longship. Let's just put her aside for a moment and pull out the other little detail bits here. Here's Eivor's raven, Drakkar. Beautifully detailed. Look at all the feathers. It's got a lovely ink wash on it there to bring out the details. It's more of a dry brush, I guess, than a wash. On the underside too. Beautifully modeled. We also have a weapon, Eivor's axe, which is very nicely painted. can see the metallic paint reflects the light. Fine detailing on the blade. And on the handle. Very nice. Now I know you're looking at the top of Eivor here, but we'll take a look at some of the details here. Let's look at the face to start with. If it wants to focus, there we go. She's screaming some kind of battle cry, perhaps. The side of her head is tattooed. She's got this long, flowing hair. Lovely detail on the shield. That same insignia with the two ravens that we've seen on the exterior of the package and elsewhere. Detailing along the sleeve of her tunic. She's wearing a fur mantle. All very beautifully detailed. And a leather kind of jerkin underneath. You can see all the stitching. And again, an ink wash to bring out the details and the texture. And of course, it's an Assassin's Creed game, so you can see there on her left forearm. Hopefully you can see there. The assassin's hidden blade. Again, lots of detail. She's got this is kind of a soft accent here. It has a bit of give to it. Of details on her front. The tooled leather on her belt there. Many belts, actually. Bindings on her shins, her calves. And of course the detail on her longship itself. Along here. The wooden planks that have been bent. And all this fine knotwork up to the beautiful figurehead here at the front. It looks like a horse. And then, of course, we put all the pieces together. I believe that the raven sits right here. And the axe goes in her hand somehow. Not quite sure how. There we go. Like so, I suppose. That is the completed statue, which And all the way back here, I can't really fit it all in frame. There, I'll turn it sideways and you can really see the entirety of it. It's big. I, some time ago, you might recall, unboxed the Ghost Recon Breakpoint Collector's Edition. And that came with another big statue like this. But I think this one's even bigger, and I like it better. I think it's more detailed even than that. And I was quite impressed with that one. Honestly, the figure quality of this one is really quite something. The detail, the painting, it's all really, really lovely. That's the bottom side. We didn't really look at that yet. There's some information stamped in there. And the Valhalla logo, of course. It's quite heavy. It feels quite dense. It feels very quality. You can bet that I'm going to be displaying this on my dresser that sits behind my computer where I, record and stream from. That's where I have all my nerdy collectibles arranged up there. I think this will make a fine addition. It's going to look great. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of our Assassin's Creed Valhalla Collector's Edition unboxing. It's quite the amazing collection of items. They're really, really lovely. And as you guys know, probably, I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed, so I've been very excited for this video. I'm very excited to play the game when it launches in just a couple of days' time. You might recall that I've made some videos in past with Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you're interested in those, some ASMR discovery tour videos, there'll be a link for those down in the video description where you can check those out. And I plan to make some ASMR gameplay content with Valhalla as well. Maybe some wandering videos and eventually some discovery tour videos when they release that for Valhalla. So that's something that you can look forward to as well. Alright, thank you all for watching. I hope you found this relaxing and enjoyable. A special thanks, of course, to Ubisoft for sending over the Collector's Edition